Alright, so it's time to finally cut this blow-off valve hosing and get this sized up. So it looks like it has to face this way, the offset, to clear the elbow, and then come this way to hook up here. So I'm gonna trim that much from it to drop it down, and then I might trim a little bit off the top here, and I think that's all we need. I think I can get this to work with only trimming one section and leaving the offset full size, maybe. So let's try that first. Alright, so I already got this kind of tight on there. You guys know the drill. Once it bites in there, you just kind of keep going. Put nice steady pressure on this. This is going towards the bottom, so if it's a little bit off, it's not the end of the world. Now when we do the top one, different story. Alright, and then just a little tip for these little loose strands, you can burn them. If you use like a bandsaw or something and it frays them, you can just torch them off and it'll clean this whole area up. I'll show you guys real quick, because this is going to be towards the top, so I want to make sure that it's clean. There we go. Sweet. I think I may have finally gotten it. God, I trimmed this like at least 6 times. A little bit out of every side. And I think it's good now. We're about to find out. So what I need is for this to be, for this to be almost touching. I mean, it's touching the coupler, but it's not touching the carbon anymore. But this is already tight. This is already touching back here. And I need this to be slightly in more. So this was too long and I kept having to trim it. This is in now. This is good. I'm gonna at least get this middle piece nice and tight. There we go. And then I can adjust the other parts, but at least this part won't move around on me. Okay. This might have to face this way. Feels nice and tight. So the reason this needs to pull in is because if you let this stick out too far, there's no room for this blow-off valve to go on. Like, you're left with almost no coupler. So This is going to be a very tiny elbow here to get this blow-off valve on. Now we got to figure this guy out. Make sure it's got enough room to get in there, enough room for the coupler, enough room for the filter. It's gonna be a tight fit for sure. This should be, honestly, we might have to trim this. Fuck me. Might have to trim this a little bit more to get it to pull in more, like that. Yep, I think that's gonna be necessary. I'm kind of measuring this out for now. Make sure this is adjusted. Oh, there's the first O-ring. If you guys want to look at it, that's it right there. Wow, this screws off. I didn't know this. Huh. It's good to know. In case you want to vent to air. Alright, now that we got the bottom blow-off valve, I trimmed this part just a hair. And I did that because when you line it up right here, it, come on. This is too tight now. Oh, fuck. Okay. Slip it up high. There we go. Okay. It was too far back, so it wasn't lining up. These line up now. The blow-off valve can be installed straight. So now what I'm doing is I want to see where the bend needs to be and where this ends right here. So that's where I'm going to cut. See that? So if I cut right there, it'll bend down. So that's what we're going to do. Gonna tighten this just a hair more. Get a nice clean cut. There we go. Out here we'll pivot the knife just a hair. And then get close to the coupler again. Boom. Is when this is on, how much do I got to trim here? It looks like that much. Right before I trim it, I'm going to double check again. Start right here. Is a little thicker. There we go, like that. Oh, not far enough. Look at that. That's way off. Guys, I think we have a winner. Maybe. We'll find out. It only took just a few cuts. You know, just one or two. It was such a fucking pain in the ass. Before I forget, I do want to get this mass airflow sensor installed. Of course. No. I need a bigger Phillips. I know I got one here somewhere. There it is. Try this little guy. This will do. I was gonna say we should pay attention to which way it's mounted, but it looks like there's a little bump right here that matches a bump on the one from the custom airflow sensor. Let's see. Get this guy out of here. Come on, pop out. I do have mass airflow sensor cleaner, but I am not gonna use it because my mass airflow was working fine. So if it ain't broken, don't fucking fix it. But doesn't mean that we're not gonna need it another time. So I'd rather have it. This is a little bump I was telling you guys about. It's right there. So it looks like this comes with its own screws, and you know what, we're gonna put Loctite on these too, because fucking why not? We got it on everything else. I don't want to lose these, so I'm gonna put these here for now. Stock airbox is worth more than any intake you can buy. Oh my god. Alright, so this is gonna go this way. I did notice on the OEM one, this little O-ring pops in there. So I'm gonna try to work it in, see if it pops in the same way. Yep, it looks like it does. I don't want to just press by the screws and then it causes a leak or something. Just enough to compress those washers. Don't want to cross thread this or fuck this up. Okay. Alright. I gotta go get some water. It's hot as shit. And I'm gonna start playing with this. Okay guys, I'm calling it for today. I am tired of working on this right now. We're back, guys. One of the things that I did is I ordered a 90-degree angle 4-inch connector so I can figure out how to fucking get this filter in. It was such a pain in the butt, but it clears now, and I got the hood to close. It touches a little bit, but it also touches on the other filter that got provided by RR, so that doesn't matter. Touches very little, and it does move just a hair. Honestly, if I can get just another minor adjustment, but for now it closes. It's good. I don't want to spend any more time on it. That's something I'll look at in the future. So that's a win for us. And next is installing the sensor that's going to be tapped into the mass airflow, so that we can route this and then put the shield over the wiring. What we're gonna do right now is also finish this guy up, mount it, and get it installed to where it's secure. And I'm still trying to figure out what's the best method to get the bottom from vibrating, but I think we're gonna be good. And then the other thing that I want to do is mount the brace, and we're gonna drill 6 holes, 1, 2, and 3. There's a little divider inside through this whole brace all the way through. So we're gonna drill 1, 2, 3 holes, 1, 2, 3, so 6 altogether, and then we're gonna take a jigsaw and we're gonna cut all the way across. And we're doing that on the front and the back so that we can get pass through to receive airflow through the brace, so it doesn't affect the efficiency of the intercooler. And we're gonna try to make it look as good as possible. So other than that, honestly, we are this close to starting the car. So what's left after that, after this, I want to get the fab work done first. And then this hose is a little bit kinked, so this in the future I might trim a little bit, but it's fine for now. We need to add oil to it, and I just looked through the whole process, and even though it seemed a little hard at first, it's actually not that bad. So we're gonna top off the levels, and we're doing that to, honestly, I might have to remount this. Sorry guys, I'm off track here. This is supposed to be mounted on the metal, and I mounted it on the plastic. That, or actually I might put a self-tapper here to secure the plastic. I just don't want this vibrating that much. So this gets filled up to the max, right? And then what you do is, once you fill it to the max, you loosen up the inlet or outlet. I gotta read the instructions again. And then you apply air through here with the compressor hose, and you pressurize it until you see a little bit of seepage on the banjo. Once you see a little bit of seepage, you quickly add more oil to the top off line here, and that'll get the system primed. After you prime it, you have to start the car, and you start it and run it at about 25 to 3,000 RPMs, and while it's running, you top it off as well to the fill line, and you have to secure the cap all the way down to read correctly the level. So if you, it's kind of like checking the power steering on some cars, you know. So that's going to be one of the top things, which requires the car to be running. So I think I'm going to do that without swapping the ECU, just to get it all primed and ready to go, check for leaks. Once we know that there's no leaks, we're going to swap out the ECU and flash the new tune. There's a lot of little things in between that I'm missing, but boost, we got to run the boost lines, the vacuum lines. I have a boost block that I bought. I need to figure out the right mounting position for it somewhere in the car, because this thing is just packed everywhere. I have to run a new ethanol analyzer kit on the driver's side where there's more space, and yeah, lots of little loose ends, but the goal is to get it done in the next 2 days because we have a car meet coming up on Friday, and I'd like to make it, even if I'm just doing the break-in period for it. That's where we're at. That's the update, and we're looking good, and we're ready to roll. Let's fucking go. Okay, so last time we cut off the bottom of the brace, and we bent this so that it was extended a little bit more, and this is how we're looking right now. And to be honest, I don't think this is gonna vibrate. I think it's gonna be okay. What are these, number 10? Having to go back to work and taking a break from the car, it sucks because I have to remember where I left off. Alright, that's nice and tight. Okay, alright, let's check the angle. I think it's good. It matches the angle of the intercooler, it matches the angle of the car. If it's off, it's very minor and not noticeable. So let's plug this guy in. And what I want to do is get this off of the top of the intercooler there, and make it the least amount noticeable. So I am going to add a little zip tie right here on the side of the bracket. Just like that. Where's my scissors at? I know they're over here somewhere. There they are. Everything's over here on the freaking floor. Okay. Alright. I like it. I like it. Alright, now real quick. This is going to be very tedious because there's a lot of potential to fuck this up. Okay. Oh wow. This is just barely touching the intercooler. Huh. Alright, now what I need is a Sharpie, and we can get these cut out. Honestly, I thought about going a little bit further. I'm not sure that that'll look good though. I mean, the way they have it on here, they sprayed the intercooler black. Ours is going to be visible, so they sprayed that area black as well because they put the protector on the sides. But yeah, man, I don't know. We can always cut it a little more. We can't cut less once we start, so yeah, let me mark it. Alright, so I got my marks, and I need to get a square and make sure that that's nice and straight, and then we'll start drilling. The way I'm going to drill is I'm just going to measure the distance from the center on each one of these, and we'll just match that, sort of, and that's a good starting point. It is closer to the edge on the inside, so I might move this out on both ends slightly over to this corner to make sure that it's centered, but I'll start recording when I get to that point. So I got a hole saw, and let me find my jigsaw and make sure I have a fresh blade, and we can get this done. Once this is done, this is a big fab kind of win for us for the install, because a lot can go wrong here. Alright, so I'll let you guys in on a little secret. A lot of this shit, I literally just wing it, because the more you think about it, the longer it takes, and it just becomes more of a burden to even get it going. I have a pretty general idea of how I want to do this. So I've already scratched a little line across here, and another one here. This is going to be right on the outer welds of the intercooler. And what I'm going to do is I can't scratch across because there's already lines across, so I won't see them. So I'm going to draw with the Sharpie, because this part's going to come off anyway. I'm going to draw the center going across, and then I'm going to draw the outsides. So after I do the hole on each side, I'm going to draw the outside so that I can have a line to trace with my jigsaw. But for now, what I'm looking at is, it looks like the center area is about there. Center area here looks like it's right at between the 3 and 4. This is completely off, so there's no point on calling out what inches it is. But over here it looks like, and I do want to be slightly over, because there's more room in here than on the inside. So this is what we're looking at for the center, right? And so what I want to do is I just want to walk it over like this. Oh, just move slightly until I get to the edge. Okay, there's my line. We're going to repeat that for the center part. Now we're doing our third line. There we go. And now we just have to drill our holes on the outside. The shitty part is we have to do the back too. So, oh look, VIN number. Alright, let's grab the hole saw. Alright, so I'm just marking the center tap of the bit for the hole saw. So ideally when I make this hole, it's going to end up on the edge here. And just so I don't have to wing where everyone is going to fall now, I need a new marker. Oh, that ended up being slightly off. Okay, there we go. Now we have all of them. We're going to do the same on this dot here. Here, here. And now we're going to drill our holes. Where the hell is my cap? Oh, there it is. And we're using a hole saw that has a shoulder bit on it, so it should be a pretty clean hole. And let's start with this guy. I'm debating whether to do a pilot or not. We're going to find out if we need to right now. Yep. I don't want to risk it, so let's do a pilot hole. There's one. Two. Okay, so I have my holes all the way across. The plan is to cut both at the same time. I need these front ones to be as clean as possible. The bottom ones I can always work on afterwards, but the ones that are visible are going to be this ones. What I'm anticipating is cutting in at an angle right here, and so I'm going to have to work these little spots at the end. But hopefully I can get on that straight line right after all the way through, and be done with it. I have no idea if this is gonna work. It's all trial and error, but it is what it is. Let's fucking just get it done. Come on. It's working, but I think this blade is shot. Yep, it is fucking melting. Wow. Alright, well, this blade is fucked. We got 3 blades left. All right, guys, it is that time to put the oil in and prime it. So here's the plan. I'm gonna fill up the oil and I'm gonna do the compressor part. I'm gonna fill it up again and I'm gonna close it. I gotta put the battery back in. We'll check that level again and see if for some reason it went back. The good news is I have the vacuum block mounted. It's straight. I had to re-drill the holes again because it was slightly crooked and it was annoying the shit out of me. It's right in front of the engine. I got all of my lines ran except for the AM line. So if you're wondering why I have so many vacuum lines, it's we got blow off valve 1, 2, exhaust, AEM controller, and the boost gauge for the innovate gauge. I need to run the wires here for the gauge, and I need to run the vacuum line for the AEM boost controller, and I think there's a few other things I have to run through the firewall, but that might be the only 2 things actually. I don't know. I'm like scatterbrained right now. Anyway, let's get this shit done. Been waiting for a while to do this, and we're so close to starting it that I'm like, it's honestly, guys, there's been a part of me that wants to just stop recording and get the shit finished, but I can't. I've already committed to doing this, recording all the way through. It's just hard doing it by yourself. It'd be easier if somebody else was here recording while I just work on the car, you know. But stopping and recording, changing batteries, making sure there's enough memory on the. Oh man, this thing's leaking. Oh well. Okay. It is so hot out here, guys. Okay, slightly past max, so I think we're ready to put compressed air on it. I'm just gonna leave this on there. Leave this ready to go. And I'm gonna go turn on the compressor. And I'll start back up when that's ready. I'm also gonna loosen up the inlet, which is, this is the out, the inlet's right here. That's what we're gonna loosen up. To keep this out, I gotta remember to tap into that next. Here's the thing, guys. I don't have anybody to help me right now with this, so I'm gonna attempt it by myself. There it is. Banjo is loose. Let's pump some air in this bitch. And it does say to use a rag to cover the area. Motherfucker. Oh my god. Well, alright, that's too much air. Way too much. There's oil everywhere. God damn it. Alright. Well, I really don't want to do this until I clean all this shit up. Look at my mirror. That is ridiculous. Wow. Oh, this shit is gross too. It's embarrassing, guys. Well, don't make my mistake. Lower your fucking compressor. I wonder how many people have sprayed everything. Look at this. Jesus, it was so clean too. This whole thing was so clean. That is retarded. Okay. I don't see anything seeping over there, so I did nothing as far as priming it. Man, I really want to just wash all this shit off. Alright, you guys don't have to watch me do this.